Go inside Elon Musk's second company. Actually, it's your third because you co-founded PayPal.
Right.
SpaceX. Of course, you run Tesla.
Right.
Let's talk about this one.
Sure.
Open the door.
First of all, it's worth starting off with the key. The key is essentially a sort of surrealistic version of the car. It's sort of an impressionist version of the car. So if you want to make something happen, like, for example, we could open the trunk just by pressing the trunk on the little car.
Well, and when, there it goes. So you just press the trunk part of on the little car.
Yeah, so if you want to open the trunk, you just open the trunk. And it's got a huge amount of storage space.
I think it's more interesting.
Yeah, no, sorry, it's like trunk.
I love trunks, but it's more interesting to see the dashboard, of which there are no buttons, right?
There's actually two buttons, technically. One is for the glove compartment, and the other is for the emergency blinker.
I have often said that sitting inside a Tesla is like sitting inside an iPhone, and you see that dashboard, you can see exactly where the car is parked on 48th and 6th. It's absolutely fascinating. I need some numbers on deliveries. The Model S delivered record numbers of deliveries, 7,579 for the most recent quarter. For the current quarter, people are expecting, Elon, around 7,800. Will you beat that number?
Well, I think we'll sort of see what the final days of the quarter are looking like, but I think we're sort of on track to be something like that. Yeah.
Okay, something like that. Are you going to best it? That's what I guess I'm pushing you.
It's you know, it really depends. If nothing goes wrong, we might be slightly higher. But there are always these logistical issues that you encounter because we're shipping cars all over the world. So if we encounter a customs issue in Europe or China or something like that, or a train that's carrying our cars breaks down, it's difficult to account for those extenuating circumstances.
It sounds like you've been through a lot of this.
Yeah, we've been through all of those. But I feel fairly comfortable with where things are headed for this quarter.
You've got some analysts, for example, the Deutsche Bank analyst, and he really, a lot of these guys are very bullish on it, and they predict that you would get about, I guess, 100,000 in sales by 27 days. What can we eventually expect when it comes to ramping up with the Gigafactory in place, the number of Teslas that you push off the assembly line?
Well, I feel comfortable that we'll be able to achieve at least 500,000 cars a year by 2020. Maybe we can do a bit sooner than that, but I think that's what I feel comfortable predicting.
500,000 cars by 2020.
Per year,
That is pretty interesting and impressive. I hadn't heard that number. Let's get to the brand new crossover SUV, the Model X.
Right.
What kind of pre-orders are you looking at?
We've basically sold out next year's production.
Which is how many? Well,
it's sort of somewhere in the, 15,000-ish range, maybe 20,000-ish. It's difficult to say exactly when. I'm not trying to be. I'm trying to convey the level of uncertainty that I actually have, as opposed to sort of sandbag it or whatever. But so depending upon how the ramp on the X goes next year, it's 15-ish thousand is probably a reasonable guess. Maybe 20 if things go especially well.
That's a technical term, 15-ish. Okay, 15-ish to 20.
I wish I had a better ability to forecast than I do. But the thing that for the X, or for any new product from Tesla, that's actually the most important is, did we get the product right? I'd much rather delay the production ramp until we've got the product to be super great, then come out early with something that has deficiencies.
Of course.
We could probably make a bit more money if we did. I think in the short term, certainly, if we compromised on the nature of the product or the quality of the vehicle, but really want to have. With each product, it drives me crazy that other car makers will come out with these cars that are not good. Why would they even come out with that? It's just so we want people to know that whenever Tesla comes out with a product, it'll be something that we think is going to be amazing.
Let's look at this one as we walk over. This is, by the way, my favorite Tesla color. This sparkly navy deep blue. A friend of mine, I went to elementary school with him, Nathan Hockman in Los Angeles, bought one of these. But as you look at these, will China be what ramps you up? Because you've struck a deal with, I believe it's China Unicom, to build 400 charging stations throughout China. When will those be up and running?
So we actually, there's a map of the superchargers on our website, as well as the schedule for the superchargers. The rate at which we're establishing supercharger locations is very rapid right now. We're bringing one live every 20 hours on average. So there's a huge number of supercharger locations that are going active. In terms of China demand, I think the way we roughly think of demand is a long-term demand is about a third from Asia, which includes Japan and other parts, about a third from North America, about a third from Europe and the rest of the world. So it's
so China could be a huge help.
Yeah,
and here in your own country, here in the United States, you had to battle against the state of New Jersey, the dealers. Some are calling them the dealer cartel. I find it fascinating that some states, New York, Massachusetts, are saying, welcome Tesla, you can directly sell to people without the dealer model. Will you ever be afraid to take on real critics and real tough people like a dealer lobby?
No, I think we're always going to fight for the end customer. That's who we care about, and we'll never stop fighting for the end customer. That's who we're really trying to serve at the end of the day.
And here you have the ultimate entrepreneur right here, Elon Musk, the CEO of SpaceX, the CEO of Tesla, the chairman of, let's not forget, Solar City, and the co-founder of PayPal. He's really one of these people who takes life and digs your teeth in. So thank you so much for coming on exclusively to talk about that.
Thanks for having me.
And guess what? We got a sort of a last millennium, but really fighting back car company, Audi, coming up. AutoNation. AutoNation CEO Mike Jackson will be joining me live. I'd like to know your thoughts on that one later, because they are selling cars hand over fist.